Alright, so it is Sunday, which means issue number 1 review, and this time it is of Tales of Honor. So, quick side note before I get too far into it, issue number 1s will now be on Wednesdays, for reasons, so you can see them on Wednesdays and maybe get them sooner if you enjoyed my review and were like, oh, you know what, I actually do want to get it now or something. Anyways, Tales of Honor, starring Honor. I guess that's her name. I actually had to go online to look that up because the book says her last name like once. I couldn't pronounce it, and it was bugging me. So there you go. So basically, the first thing this comic does is like set up the backstory right here in the year 2130. A colony ship left old Earth with a mission of interstellar colonization. Blah 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 blah. You can pause and read all that if you want. I'm not saying it's not interesting. I don't want to read any of it right now again. But war, space travel, light speed, and unbelievably awesome looking art. That's just beautiful. So you know what? It gets a perfect 10 for the freaking art itself, in my opinion. It starts off kind of, I don't want to say in the future, but this character, like later in this character's story, she's been captured and she's being sent to be executed by, I believe, the enemy, whoever they are fighting. Yeah, she's just basically sentenced for execution, and she's throughout this whole issue, which does give you a lot of backstory, which was actually pretty good. You know, it's based off a book, and it definitely felt kind of like the information a book would give you, especially the way she narrates everything. And then the dialogue, there's less dialogue than there is her narration throughout the issue, which worked for it. It definitely did work for it. So basically, she's going back through her life, talking about the beginning of everything that's happened to her, how she became in charge of one ship here, and this little creature right here, which I forget what they call it. It was a something cat, I believe, but if you can see that right there, apparently they become if they become attached to a human, they develop a relationship with them that they're kind of stuck with them for life, and something about they can feel like they're like the creature itself can feel humans' emotions, and vice versa. They kind of like feel what or sense what they feel. So that's kind of an interesting thing to throw in there. I didn't actually expect there to be something like that in this series, but I've never read it, so I had nothing really to expect. Basically, she gets control of the ship, which gets a new weapon, which is powerful, like a powerful weapon on her ship. They can destroy another ship in one to two hits, basically. But the problem with it is it has to be in short range, which is apparently really hard to do in space. And during a battle simulation, she's able to pull it off. She takes out, the fleet commander's ship, but after that, everybody goes after her first, and they kind of become the laughingstock of the army people. And she's basically sentenced to guard a system, I guess, not a planet, but like a system that, according to her, is where you would send people who are one step from being kicked out or discharged because they just don't like you. But other than that, there is some more backstory, character things, and build up and stuff. It's an interesting character. But yeah, there's just basically this entire issue, which I'm gonna assume the first few issues are gonna all be kind of like a backstory to her life, as in the little space army thing that's going on there. I know this isn't a great review, but there's a lot of information in this one issue, and it's kind of hard to remember all of it. But well, like I said, the art is just really, really amazing. I mean, that shot just right there in my opinion. That is really beautiful. The characters themselves, let's see if I can get a good shot. Actually, she does skip ahead and says something that makes me want to go like, okay, I want to keep reading this for sure. And you know what? I do want to keep reading this for sure, and I probably will pick up the next few issues of this, see if it's keeps up in its ways. Which obviously, if they made a good number of books, like they have, I would assume that it is good and that it's worth checking out. I mean, like, there you go. Here's an ad for the books, and that's just a whole bunch of them. There's even a iPhone game, I believe. So they're definitely trying to expand the universe of this, whatever this thing takes place in. Yeah, I don't know what else to say aside from it's really good. I'd recommend checking it out if you like the whole space opera-ness kind of things. If you're interested in Halo, you might enjoy this, because Halo, Battlestar Galactica are like the only real space things I really enjoy, aside from the new Star Trek movies. But yeah, it's definitely a good issue number 1. A lot of information on the character, which was really good, and definitely an interesting story. And I'm actually really interested of seeing something she talked about in it that will be happening hopefully next issue, maybe issue 3 or 4. It's probably going to end up happening soon. You know, I want to see what I would assume is her escape from being executed, because I wouldn't believe that she survived that many books and is still talking about her life before she gets to that execution that they talk about in the beginning. But yeah, good book. I'll give it a 4.5 scrolls. So 4.5 out of 5 scrolls. So it's not bad. Definitely recommend it. $2.99 price tag. So that's a great price. It's by Image. So there you go. This is probably my second favorite issue number 1 I actually got this week. Just realized there's a cup in frame this whole time. But yeah, it's probably my second favorite thing from the week. Issue number 1 wise. Definitely not my favorite thing. Second favorite thing overall. But really good. Definitely enjoy it. Definitely recommend it if you're into that whole space thing. If you read the book, you probably like the comic book, and you probably already got it anyway. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this issue. So if you have any questions, you know, go ahead, leave them in the comment, like button, and subscribe and all that cool stuff. And I will see you later. And you know, have a great week and stuff. And yeah, all right, cool. Bye.